currently working in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, Switzerland, the United States of America. That is, apart from America, the Global South was my task. Regarding the potential of these countries as potential platforms for future meetings at the level of leaders in a 2- or 3-way format. I think at the level of leaders, I would call our Washington group and other groups of European leaders, we will meet. Thank you for your question. We have a few questions from the American side. The first question is about the PIRM program. We are buying weapons from the United States of America. We have data from Norway and Sweden for 500 million, Germany for 500 million, Canada, during our meeting on the 24th with Kami, made a decision on 500 million. Belgium confirmed 100 million this morning. We want this corridor to work a little faster. This is the first question. Only those who do not understand the technological state of the war today offer a buffer zone of 40, 50, 60. I even heard a proposition of up to 100 kilometers. This is a completely different story. Today, heavy weapons are already 10+ kilometers away from each other because everything is hit by a drone. This buffer zone, I call it a dead zone, someone calls it a gray zone. It already exists. You don't have to drag time, you don't have to go to all sorts of points, additional conditions from Russia or from some fantasies. The buffer zone exists. If Russia wants to have more distance from us, they can go deep into the occupied territories of Ukraine, and there is an agreement on American weapons, which we need, the strengthening of the army, and as part of the security guarantees, as I said, we did our homework. We gave this agreement to America. This is what concerns the first part of the security guarantees. Our army. The second part. We have always wanted NATO with you. No one wants NATO, or let's say, they don't give it yet. And that's why there is NATO-like. Therefore, my approach to this is very clear. If it's not NATO, and we are told to strengthen like NATO, but not NATO, that is, in the second third, we must understand what our partners are ready for. Because this is an alliance. Therefore, sanctions in the third part. And I believe that Russian assets, because this is the restoration of our state, this is energy. This is also part of our security guarantees. Undoubtedly, the support of Europe depends on the position of the United States of America. In what sense? Well, we saw with you, even when America hesitated a little, there was such a moment. Yes, it was difficult. Europe was with us. Therefore, sanctions and other things are pressure. Tariffs on other countries, third countries, this is also pressure on Russia. The question of volume. Secondary sanctions can be a blow to the Russian economy. We really want this. Partners hesitate a little. Russian partners, of course, want to have some diplomatic relations with the Russians. Therefore, the Russians will do everything not to meet. To meet, that is, to set 2 targets. This is very serious. There are signs that he is already preparing to meet you. I think what is happening? 2 parallel processes. They think in parallel how this meeting is possible. They think. But first of all, they will do everything so that this does not happen, because they will do everything so that our meeting does not take place. But if this is how the puzzles will be formed, and the global North and the United States all have to play their role now in order for the puzzles to be formed, then they need to be ready. We want these security guarantees from the countries of Europe, at least the key ones, and from the United States of America, to be supported by the parliaments of the respective Congress. Yes, we want legally binding security guarantees. We do not want the Budapest Memorandum. We do not want the Minsk agreements. We want a document. Serious.